Hello, everyone. In this section, we are going to talk about what's the call flow for the users when they reach the voicemail. All right, so I'm going to take help of an Excel sheet here, and I'm going to explain how things work basically. But before that, let's explore a few options in Cisco Unified Communication Manager, uh, which is integrated with our Cisco Unity Connection voicemail, right? So for users to reach their voicemail, users and the phones basically are registered in the call manager, right? And from the call manager, these phones are trying to access the voicemail, right? So let us understand how Unity Connection and the call manager are working together in an integration. So this is my communication manager server, and this is Cisco Unity Connection server. I'm gonna explain to you how it is integrated and how it functions with Cisco Unified Communication Manager server. All right, so first of all, we need to understand that a device has got a directory number or an extension assigned to it on the line level. So this is the phone what I'm going to use, which is a Jabber phone, right? And it has got 8 lines. Now let's go to the first line here, which is the extension. On the line level, we have got an option to choose from voicemail profile, okay? So there are two different options, default or voicemail, and the third one is none. None means it will use system default, all right? So we have selected default one, all right? And default VM, sorry. And whatever is configured under voicemail profile, right, will allow us to either reach to the voicemail or not. So this is very important. Now let's go ahead and explore what's there under this voicemail profile. So on this line level, you configure voicemail profile and the calling search space. Since it's a brand new, absolutely fresh call manager cluster, it does not have calling search space at all. But for now, this is important for us that it is the line level, which has got extension 6000, is configured to use default VM. Now let's go ahead and explore voicemail profile. Voicemail related functions are found right here under advanced features and the first option, voicemail. So we see the last option here, which is voicemail profile. So advanced features, voicemail profile. Let's click there. And now we're going to see our voicemail profile, which are three: default VM, and no voicemail. So let's go ahead and choose the one we selected on our line level. All right, so we are in here, and it says that this voicemail profile is used by 7 devices, right? And now I want you to pay attention right here, voicemail pilot, which is 5600. We can say none, we can say no voicemail, we can say use default, but right now we can notice that extension 5600, which is the voicemail pilot, is selected here. All right, so now let's use this Excel file here. On line level, we had our extension 6000, right? And on extension 6000, we have VM voicemail profile, right? Voicemail profile, which was selected as default VM, right? Now, when we went into this voicemail profile, we found that there is a voicemail pilot selected. and the voicemail pilot was 5600. All right, so at the line level of extension 6000, we had a voicemail profile selected, which was default VM. And default VM, when we explored, we found that it has got a voicemail pilot 5600 selected. Now let's see where and what is configured under voicemail pilot. So let's go ahead, voicemail pilot, and we see our voicemail pilot. The other two are blank, so it won't work because it does not have any voicemail pilot, and this is the only voicemail pilot listed out and it's configured as a default. If you see voicemail pilot 5600, calling search space allows you to basically reach the called number or the callee number. Uh, this is default voicemail pilot number. All right, so now what happens? 5600 is the voicemail pilot number, and in order for it to work, there must be a hunt pilot which would have the same extension number. Now, you can find out the hunt pilot number from call routing, route/hunt, and then hunt pilot. So I'm under the second tab, call routing, this one here, route/hunt, hunt pilot. And I'm gonna do a find for the hunt pilot, and I would notice that there is one extension called 5600. Wow, which is precisely the voicemail pilot number, right? So there is one more entry here, which is hunt pilot 5600, right? So this matches 5600. So this voicemail pilot basically hits the hunt pilot number, which is sharing the same extension number. Now let's go back to the voicemail hunt pilot number, and you will notice that it is mapped with a hunt list called VM hunt, right? All right, so there's one more entry added, which is hunt list. So let's go ahead and say that there is hunt list, which is VM underscore hunt, VM underscore hunt. Now let's go ahead and check out what's there under this VM underscore hunt list. I can simply go here and click on edit from here, or I can go from here and hunt list. It's one and the same thing. We're going to reach the same place. So I'm gonna do a find, and I will see my hunt list here, which is VM hunt. I clicked on it, and here you go. Now the hunt list has got a group selected, which is line group, and the line group's name is VM group. All right, so there's one more entry to it. I would say, all right, so there is a line group, which is VM group. Okay, perfect. So far, so good. Now let's see what do we have under this voicemail group. So I'm gonna click this icon right here, VM group, and it's gonna take me to the next page. But you would notice that it has got, it's a line group name, and the hunting option, no answer, try next member, then try next group in the hunt list, and so on. The typical configuration for hunting under this line group. And now we see that there are two selected directory numbers under a route partition none. So 5601, 5602. Now what are these two numbers? So we see 5601, 5602. Under line group, two things selected, 5601 and 5602. Now what are these two? Let's go ahead and explore. These are basically the ports, the voicemail ports, through which Cisco Unified Communication Manager and Cisco Unity Connection are talking to each other. we can access the voicemail port from here. Advanced feature, voicemail, Cisco voicemail port. I clicked here and I'm now on the voicemail port. If you notice that the extension here on these two voicemail ports, which are created at the time of integrating Cisco Unified Communication Manager and Cisco Unity Connection with each other, these were created. All right. Now we also see that these are registered with HQCUCM Publisher. That's the only server, by the way, in our infrastructure right here. So it's registered with the first server in the cluster. And the IP address, you would notice that it's a IP address of the Unity Connection server. So it's a device which exists in Cisco Unity Connection, and it is registered with Cisco Call Manager with extension 5601 and extension 5602. Okay, perfect. So we can validate this thing in Unity Connection as well when we talk about it. So for now, these are the voicemail ports. All right, so on the line level of the device, right, we have got a voicemail profile. Extension 6000 is there on the line level, and the voicemail profile is default VM. For this default VM, there is a voicemail pilot selected, which is extension 5600. And this is the shared extension, which is assigned to a hunt pilot 5600. And this is very important. If you do not configure a hunt pilot with the same extension number, your call flow would break from here. So it must be the same number. So now the hunt pilot is 5600, which is mapped again to the VM hunt, which is a hunt list, and then to the line group, which is VM group. And then this line group has got two voicemail ports. In typical infrastructure with hundreds and thousands of users, you would see these voicemail ports would number around 80, 100, sometimes uh, multiple, you know, 200, 300s, and so on. So now with this port, right, which is basically a device in Cisco Unity Connection, the call gets transferred to Cisco Unity Connection. That's the entry point to Cisco Unity Connection, which is our voicemail system. So far, we were till here. We were here in our Cisco Unified Communication Manager. All right, so I'll just line it out. And from here, right, we are reaching Cisco Unity Connection. Perfect. All right, now let's go ahead and check out what's there on Cisco Unity Connection side. So we've logged into Cisco Unity Connection. Now let's go down here where it says telephony integration. You see phone system. That's where our call manager is defined. Okay, this is the call manager CUCM12 with 2 ports, and that's the port that we have here. If you click in here, you would see the detailed settings of the call manager side and the phone system associations. All right, now this is the phone system, basically the integration part, and then you have got your port group configuration, which is right here, CUCM12, and the device prefix is Cisco UM1 VI. So it's like Cisco Unified Messaging 1 underscore and then hyphen VI, right? It's like voicemail integration. So you can come and find out with VI this name, and you see right after it there is extension 1. Sorry, there is 1 and then there is 2, right? So right with this name, the voicemail name gets created. Reset not required, MWI on and off extension is not configured. This is why our MWI did not work. The in the previous session that we tried. But anyways, uh, servers, we will see the IP address of our call manager here, Cisco Unified Communication Manager 10.10.20.1. This is our call manager server 10.10.20.1. All right, TFTP server for the registration of voicemail port 10.10.20.1. So just keep in mind that voicemail ports are nothing but it acts like a phone to the call manager. So it sends a request the same way a phone works, right? It also works. Now, certain advanced setting, uh, we're not going to get into it, but just when we are discussing about the integration part of it, right? I just wanted to give you a heads up. So these are the supported codecs: ILBC G722, G711 ALAW. These are unadvertised codecs. What Unity is capable of these all codecs, but what is advertised is only G729 and G711 MuLaw. So Unity can talk to the call manager over these two codecs. All right, so this is very important, and many of the times you basically want to verify what codecs are advertised. You can come to the port group, go to edit, and then go to the codec advertising option. Now under the port group, we saw that there were two ports. These are the two which are exactly the same, CUCM 001 and CUCM 002. If you click that thing here, this is part of the port group CUCM 12, phone system CUCM 12, and so on, right? And the skinny device name SCCP is the protocol through which this uh, is this port is registered in the call manager, so which is right here, VI1 and VI2. These are the two voicemail ports. All right, so with these two voicemail ports, the call reaches to Cisco Unity connection, and in Unity connection we have got the call routing rule that we're going to discuss later on in detail, but we have got direct routing rules or forwarded routing rules through which, if the caller calls in, the caller is allowed to attempt sign in, which is they can put in their PIN, so they can be validated, authenticated, and they can access their voicemail. Or in case uh, caller A has called caller B and reached voicemail, so the call would come down here and match uh, these two rules: attempt forward or opening greeting. And it would attempt forward, it would try to access the voicemail box of the destination number, and the caller can leave a message after recording it. So with these rules, right, are hit once the voicemail ports basically are matched, and the call is then connected to the user extension, which is in our case 6000. All right, so this is precisely the call flow for Cisco Unity connection, and we're gonna talk different things in the next chapter. For now, I hope you enjoyed the session, and goodbye for now. Thank you.